What's going on, friends? Jack from Fun My Life here, discussing the big new release a week from now in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and why this game is so important in determining the future of the Pokemon franchise. This video isn't exactly about recounting the features this new game has, as you can just find that out on numerous trailers Nintendo has provided. Rather, this video is about taking a look at the Pokemon franchise as a whole and talking about how Pokemon Legends Arceus marks an important shift in a new direction that will inevitably change the trajectory of this video game franchise. If you enjoy what you are seeing, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment, as I am very interested in hearing your thoughts about this new direction for Pokemon. Let me first begin by saying I am by no means an expert in Pokemon. I have played every single mainline Pokemon game and have fooled around with a selection of the Pokemon spin-off titles. But I am the kind of Pokemon player where I go in and try to collect each and every Pokemon in the mainline Pokemon games, and have never taken my battle teams online. Because I am a casual yet consistent Pokemon fan, I offer a good, broad perspective of how appealing or unappealing Pokemon Legends Arceus is. Compared to its previous titles, Pokemon Legends Arceus represents the greatest departure from the traditional Pokemon formula to date. Instead of a largely linear game with its set of routes, cities, and gym leaders to battle through, this is a decidedly more open game on paper than any of the other titles. Arceus' focus on open world-like maps with a fully operational camera, like those implemented in the wild region of Sword and Shield, ushers in a brand new era of Pokemon that puts a greater emphasis on player traversal and wild enemy encounters than the linear maps and usual random encounters of games past. As a longtime Pokemon fan, having played every generation of Pokemon, this is wildly appealing and appreciated, as the formula of the series' past games left me with very little excitement, seeing as most of the entries within the past 2 decades have largely chosen to stick to the same formula. What has me so interested and intrigued about Pokemon Legends Arceus is the promise that this new, more open world-like Pokemon could actually become the series standard for upcoming Pokemon games, or at least be a blueprint for what other mainline Pokemon games can strive to be. I've poured in dozens and dozens of hours into the recently released Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and greatly enjoyed it for being able to relive one of my favorite entries in the Pokemon franchise. Brilliant Diamond, as a remake, plays it incredibly safe in recapturing the aesthetic and flow of the original Diamond and Pearl that came before it 15 years ago. But its repetitive structure and flow left me with a severe case of deja vu as I beat countless trainers, gym leaders, the Pokemon League, and encountered what seems like thousands of random wild Pokemon. These old school style of Pokemon games are still fun. Believe me, there's a massive audience of fans that love this style of games. But it is about time for the franchise to start experimenting with new ways to experience the Pokemon games. Pokemon Legends Arceus' deviation from the other mainline entries in the series is immediately apparent in its open world-like design and traversal methods. Gone are the days when we look at Pokemon with mostly isometric views and from above. In are the fully 3D environments, including its routes, towns, and utilizing Pokemon to traverse the region's large land masses. Although previous games in the series have implemented using Pokemon as mounts for transportation, Pokemon Legends Arceus seems to take this to the next level by giving the player much more control of how the player chooses to traverse the world. In this next clip, we can see the player navigating through the sea on the back of a Pokemon. And in this clip, we can see the player fly in the sky as the Pokemon serves as what looks to be like a hang glider. These new traversal mechanics are sure to breathe in so much new life into the franchise, further cementing the player's connection to his or her Pokemon, and also to the world's varied landscapes around them. Just looking at the animation to fly to a city in Brilliant Diamond compared to flying high above the plains and snow-capped mountains in Pokemon Legends Arceus is enough to make me intrigued at this new direction Pokemon is going in. Unfair comparison, I know. since Brilliant Diamond is a remake of a 15-year-old game. But it is worth mentioning that even compared to Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, the world design and traversal of Pokemon Legends Arceus is wildly different and is something that we should be excited for as fans to experience. Arceus is a reimagining of what Pokemon games can be, taking place many years before the modern Pokemon games. It is fitting, then, that this new Pokemon game in the series canon represents the biggest departure for the Pokemon series to date. Just think about the implications this game could have on the future of Pokemon titles. Instead of potential follow-ups to this game being set in the past, imagine returning to established regions like Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn, or entirely new settings and regions utilizing the fully 3D environments. Being able to explore vibrant modern regions with their bustling metropolises and incredible geographic diversity with massive fully 3D environments would be a dream come true as a longtime Pokemon fan. I believe the success of Arceus is sure to influence the trajectory of this legendary franchise, and let's just hope that this game is as good as it looks when it comes out next week on January 28th. Other than Pokemon Legends Arceus' new focus on massive 3D environments, new changes are also very much present in the game's combat, as the player character serves a much more significant role this time around. In addition to players being much more active in battle and when engaging with wild Pokemon, player characters are now susceptible to attacks from Pokemon. By evading incoming attacks on the player character by simply running or rolling out of harm's way, this greatly changes things around during combat, as now players need to focus on not just their Pokemon in battle, but their own health. Seeing as how massive these environments are, it is all the more important for players to take care of themselves, as the nearest town or settlement could be very far away, and there is a looming penalty of losing some items and equipment should you fall in battle. Players are also able to scavenge for resources in the maps to craft tools that can enhance their time in the wild, as well as prepare bait and lures to attract and capture wild Pokemon. Contrast this to the other Pokemon games, where planting berries and sticking honey on trees were about the extent of what you could do when interacting with the game's environments. Can't forget those secret bases! Although I love the simplicity and straightforward approach of the previous Pokemon games, I am very much looking forward to how deep Arceus' mechanics are that makes players like myself connect more deeply to the environments I traverse. A lot of fans have been comparing Pokemon Legends Arceus to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and how that game served as a dramatic yet meaningful departure from its previous games into an entirely new direction. I think this comparison is quite sound, as it is apparent that Arceus seems to have been heavily inspired by Breath of the Wild's much more massive game world that players really connected with. The strength of Pokemon Legends Arceus lands in how successfully it can capture the feeling of wonder and awe of transporting players to its new locations and keeping players invested and occupied with the meaningful objectives and content, both part of its main story and off the beaten path. With the promise of what looks like plenty of things to see and do in Pokemon Legends Arceus, I really hope it is able to succeed as an excellent Pokemon game and serves as a fitting new direction for the franchise. Some gamers also see the trailers and the concept of Pokemon Legends Arceus as a mixed bag, arguing that this new direction for Pokemon could be a bit too ambitious and could fail to live up to its expectations. With the size of the game world massively increased, could there be enough to keep players connected and occupied throughout? Could the ways players interact with the world reach a point where it becomes more mundane and less appealing the further you progress? These are all good questions to ask, and questions we are likely to answer very soon when the game launches. As for me, a casual yet consistent fan of every generation of Pokemon, I am very much looking forward to Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game represents a new potential starting point for the Pokemon franchise, and if this game really delivers, this will be just the kick in the right direction Pokemon has admittedly needed. The recent Pokemon games have kept me entertained for the greater part of my life, and I am sure I will still continue to replay the classic Pokemon games. But there is something to be said about its formula becoming a bit stale. I welcome the change that Pokemon Legends Arceus gives to us, and I really hope it kicks some serious ass. Let me know what you all think about Pokemon Legends Arceus in the comments below. Will you be picking it up on day one like myself, or are you going to wait and see what the reception is? I will put out a review of the game shortly after it releases, giving you all my thoughts on this title. If you would kindly like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. In the meantime, stay safe, keep catching whatever Pokemon comes your way, and FML! Woo!